Hey guys, this is Josh Farley back with another video. And in this video, I just wanted to do a quick update video on the Cheetah version 2 5G third-party gateway. Now, I've done more videos on this on my channel. I have other videos talking about this and, when I got it and why I actually am going to be returning it. And I also wanted to make a follow-up video on that because I actually made a mistake when I actually purchased this. So actually what happened was I actually contacted customer support from Chester Tech Repairs, and I actually chatted with them, and for one, they told me that I had to set up an APN with the T-Mobile 5G home internet. So I went ahead and did that, and I was still having speed problems. And then after that, what I did was they told me to go into a bunch of other settings and screenshot them and send them back to him. And I did all that kind of stuff, so I'm trying to make this as short as possible. But long story short, after that, the speeds were still not what, I was expecting, still not, meeting expectations, compared to the, stock T-Mobile 5G gateway. So what he found out was, he actually looked at it and he looked into it and he said, well, you actually got the wrong model. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, I got the dual SIM model. I said, well, I don't know what you mean by the wrong model. And he says, well, there's 3 different models. And he says, you have the SDX62. He says, when you actually needed the SDX65. And I said, well, I didn't know that, there was any difference with them. And he says, I believe he said something like, yeah, it's on our website or something. But, you can see the models here, the different models here, the SDX62, they have an SDX65, and they also have an SDX 55, but I didn't I didn't think that really mattered, so I just chose the first one, and I thought for $500, they're all $500. I thought to myself, so I just thought to myself, that's an updated model. I didn't realize that I had to have a specific model for the IMEI or the gateway that I currently have with T-Mobile. I didn't know, that I had to have a specific modem for the gateway that I have, and he told me that. He said, well, yeah, he says, they go by, whatever gateway you have, and I said, oh, I didn't know that, and it doesn't say that on this website. It doesn't say that, here I don't see, I don't see that here. I don't see anything, regarding that here. I don't, so that's definitely not a good thing. They didn't let me know that. So anyway, long story short, he basically told me that the only way to fix the speed problem is to send it back. So I'm going to send it back to him, and he's going to send me the correct model number modem, or gateway, whatever you want to call it. I'm basically going to be using it as a modem or a gateway, because I'm not going to be actually using my internet off of it. I'm going to actually be using it, with my Google Nest Wi-Fi Pro 6E mesh system, and it worked good. I didn't have, any problems with turning off the Wi-Fi on this, to use my mesh system with it, or, anything, you can use any kind of, router with it, your own router, with it. It doesn't have to be a mesh system, but, it was working, fine, but it just wasn't giving me the speeds that I needed. And he also told me he ran a diagnostics on it, and he also told me that there may be a problem with the antennas on this one. He said he's going to actually check it out when he gets the return. He actually sent me a prepaid label, so I can return it, but I'm actually out of printer ink. So I'm probably going to have to wait until I get paid this coming week, and then I'm going to, get some printer ink. Printer ink's not that expensive, but I just, got done spending money on groceries and stuff, so I don't really, have too much money other than my savings, and I'm not going to, dip into that for this. But anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some printer ink, and then I'm going to print that out, and I'm going to, mail it back to him. And he told me, that he's going to mail me back the, the new one, the right model. So definitely pay attention, guys. This is definitely, my bad. This is definitely my fault, that I didn't pay attention to this. But also, there's not anything on the website that I really see here. I don't really see anything, saying, that this is, a different gateway. I mean, a different modem. It just says, the model numbers here. It just says the modem option, and it gives you 3 different ones. So I just picked the first one, thinking, oh, well, maybe that's the newer one. I didn't really know. And then it says single or dual SIM. I got dual SIM because it's not, any more expensive, so if I wanted to pop another SIM in there, I could do that without a problem. So, I probably won't use the dual SIM, but, I figured why not, since it's the same price, I might as well get a dual SIM one. If I ever would decide to, try out another internet service, another home internet service beside it, or, if one goes down, I could pay for another one, for a backup. That's actually what some people do with these. But, I really, don't really understand, why, it aggravates me because, it doesn't really make it clear anywhere, and that's probably what most people would do. They would probably just choose the, the first option here. It just says modem option. It doesn't say, that it has to be specific to your T-Mobile 5G home internet gateway that you currently have, and he told me, yeah, and he kind of actually gave me an attitude. He actually gave me some of an attitude with it, like I should know better. He kind of gave me like a face, like a sigh face. He sent me a sigh, like a face with the eyes going up, like I should know better than that, like I should know, what one to choose or whatever. But like I said, I've never dealt with third-party 5G gateways before. I've dealt with, third-party, obviously third-party Wi-Fi, mesh systems and stuff, but I've never dealt, with stuff like this. So, they definitely need to make this better, on the website. They need to explain it more, instead of just putting modem option, because that's, for people that aren't tech savvy. I mean, I'm pretty tech savvy, but, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even, realize, that was the case, because he looked it up, and he told me, he says, well, going by your IMEI number here, he says, you actually got the wrong one. He said, you actually wanted to get the SDX65, and he says, but we can still try to get the speeds up to par, and, we can try to go from there. And so we tried some troubleshooting, and stuff like that, and it just didn't want to give me the speeds, that I'm getting with the default, with the stock T-Mobile 5G home internet gateway. So, I just told him, I'd rather send it back and get the right one. And he also did tell me, which is actually a little bit cause for concern, for a $500 gateway. He actually did tell me, because he was, when I sent the report back, like the diagnostics report, he had me send a diagnostics report to him, and through the chat I sent it to him, and he told me, he says, it seems like it's saying that one of your antennas is loose. And I told him, I said, well, I went up there and I tightened them, because it's up in my attic, or it was up in my attic. It's downstairs now. It's actually, on the second floor now, sitting on a table unplugged, because I have my, default, the stock T-Mobile 5G gateway, back up and running. But he told me that it was saying that one of the antennas was loose, and I said, well, I can check it, so I went up there and I checked it, and, it wasn't loose or anything, and he said that it was saying, it was saying that, and it was saying that I was getting weak 5G signal, and I told him, yeah, I said, that's all it's been saying, since I got it, and I told him, I said, that doesn't really make any sense, to me, because, I don't know why it would be getting weak 5G signal when, this has bigger antennas and better antennas, than, the built-in, T-Mobile 5G gateway does. The 5G gateway that comes with T-Mobile T-Mobile. They actually have the built-in ones, and they're not, they're not anywhere near as tall as these, the antennas for these. I mean, this is a shorter gateway, when it's sitting, flat without the antennas, but it's actually taller than the gateways, that T-Mobile has, with the antennas on top of it. So, he was as puzzled as I was, because they asked me, he said, did you try moving it near a window? And I said, yeah. I said, I tried putting it near a window, in the attic. I tried putting it by 2 or 3 different windows up in my attic. And he said, well, that's bad. He said, because it might be something to do with the gateway itself. So he told me he's going to check that out when he gets it back. He says when I return it, he's going to check that out. He's going to run more diagnostics on it and check that out. So that's kind of not a good sign, right there, that it's giving problems. I understand it is new. It's the version 2. The version 1 has been out for a few years now. I understand, that it might have bugs and stuff. But like he said that I told him, well, would it matter that it's the different gateway model? And he told me, he said, no, that shouldn't really have anything to do with the signal quality. He told me that I should still be able to receive, a strong signal. He asked me, did I put it right where the other gateway was from T-Mobile? And I told him, yeah. I said, I put it exactly where that one was. And I said it was giving me a weak signal. After I also tried factory resetting it, and it just didn't want to give me, a better signal at all. It just kept saying a weak signal. And I asked him, like I said, if it has anything to do with the gateway being the wrong gateway. And he said, well, that might have something to do with it. He said, but most likely not. He said, because if you're getting a signal good enough with your stock 5G gateway, then you shouldn't, be getting a weak signal with this, with better antennas. And, that's exactly what I told him. So, but anyway, like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there. I just wanted to let you guys know. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this. So I'm going to be sending this back, and he's going to be sending me the other one. I don't know how long this is actually going to take. He said it could take a week. He said it could take more. It could take longer. So I'm not, really that worried about it, because I actually have the stock T-Mobile gateway up and running. So I can actually show you guys that right here. And as you can see there, I have the 5G gateway back up and running, the white one, that I was getting, really good speeds with. And as you can see, it says very good signal, so I'm definitely not worried about it, right now anyway. I'll probably be doing some more speed test videos on my channel with the stock T-Mobile 5G gateway, until I get the actual, model of the gateway that I actually need with the Cheetah version 2. But after that, if I have problems, like I said, if I have any more problems with it, I'm probably just going to send it back and call it a day. I'm not going to, mess around. If it still gives me a weak signal, when I get the other one, I'm just going to say, forget it, and send it back. I'm not going to, play games with a gateway that's that expensive, and, stuff like that. So, but anyway, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, and like I said, I'll be making some more videos on speed tests and stuff, until I get this other one back, the right one back, the right model number, but we'll see, and we'll go from there. But anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there, and if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and until next time, guys.